Hi guys, Ingenium. The other day I told you guys I was buying a new car, and here's the update. So this is what I bought. This is a Lexus GS. It's a 2007 plate. It's silver, as you can see. It's got beige interior, which is, I wanted black, and I didn't really want silver, but it is what it is. But the main thing is, it's a 450H. I really love the look of this car, especially like this angle here. It's like a fastback at the back kind of thingy, very muscular, quite a classic design. I really like it. I actually prefer this to, you know, the 2012 or 2013 one. I think it's a really good looking car. So I'll just go over a couple of things that it's going to need doing to it, why I got it, and yeah. So it's got HID headlights, but they do need polished up. As you can see, they're starting to go a bit kind of funny. Usually the UV coating gets baked by the sun and they start to yellow, so I can sand them off with the 3M kit, polish them up, and then either lacquer them or wax them, so that should be fine after that. Opening the bonnet is a bit scary in this because everything's in the plastic covers, but I will be working on this car, don't worry. So I'll get some videos up of how to change your oil, how to change your air filters, carbon filters, spark plugs as well. Maybe I think maybe the PCV valve needs doing on this as well. So we've got 18-inch wheels here. The discs and pads are in okay nick. There is a bit of a lip on them, so we will change that soon. I think it's got 4-piston brakes, which is pretty good. It is an absolute barge. I think these things are 2 tons, so it is a big car. And on the rear, I think they're just single pistons and smaller discs, but again 18-inch wheels. Here's the back. I really like the back as well. I think it's such a cool car, but these exhaust tips, they're absolutely tiny, like in comparison to the car. Absolutely tiny. I think what I'd like to do with them is I'd like to maybe go to somebody who does exhausts, maybe get them cut off, maybe put some slightly bigger tips on, nothing massive, because this is like my Sunday car, or my mum drives this as well, so I don't want anything with a crazy exhaust, but you know, just something that looks a little bit better. Another cool thing about this is you come up to the car, and to unlock it, I've got the key in my pocket, I just put my hand there and it unlocks. How cool is that? So we'll get inside. So this is the interior. It's very beige. As you can see, it needs clean, but it's not going to stay clean for very long. I need mats for this car as well. Look, they're already terrible because Scotland, innit? So yeah, I mean, it's very Lexus, very Toyota. It is a 2007, so it's older, but it drives really nicely actually. So I'll get in and I'll tell you a little bit why I got this car. Right, so why did I buy this car? I had the Mercedes, the W203, that I fixed up, and that was supposed to be my Sunday car / the car my mum drives during the weekdays, because she needs an automatic, and I just want something fast and something I can just kind of drive about in. I didn't really want a manual. I'm an old man now, so wanted something a bit more wafty. Yeah, that's the word. So let's turn this car on. So foot on the brake. So the only thing that's, well, not the only thing, but one thing that's wrong with the car is the TMPS, the tyre pressure monitoring system, is gone to whack, because one of the tyre pressures, one of the tyre pressure gauges is actually it's gone funny and it needs reprogrammed, something like that. I need to fully read up about that, but yeah, that needs sorted. It's got the screen over here as well. Yeah, so sorry, back onto thingy. So I wanted something that I can waft around in, something my mum can drive during the weekdays, just to do a commute. She doesn't drive that much, so diesel for her wasn't really ideal. Although the diesel was fine, it was doing it. It's not the right way to drive a diesel. The W203 doesn't have a DPF on it, so I wasn't scared of that getting clogged up. But it's not the right way to use a diesel. And then the other thing as well, it was a Mercedes, and I've had enough Mercedes in the past to know that they start getting problems, especially at higher mileages, and if you keep on top of it, it's fine. But this is a car that I only drive once during the week. My mum has it other times. I don't want to be spending too much money in this car. I don't want to be spending too much time on this car. I'd rather have a fun car that I can spend my time on and all that kind of stuff. Look at this absolute 1980s Toyota clock in the middle there. I still like it, it's very clear, but yeah, they could have chosen a nicer clock than that. And so this fitted the bill. It's large enough, it looks really good in my opinion. I really love the way this car looks. It's got the performance, so the GS450H is 3.5 litre V6 with a hybrid engine and hybrid motor in it rather. So it's meant to be better on fuel and it's meant to be better on acceleration. So apparently they got about 340 brake, which is a lot. I mean, this car is fast. I don't know if it's as fast as that W203, but it's fast. It's got a CVT in it as well, and people who are like, oh, CVTs are terrible. Maybe in other cars. In this car, it's fantastic. I really love the CVT in this car. It's one of my favourite things as well, actually. Yeah, so I would have actually liked to sold a C-Class, and I would have wanted a W211. But then the problem is, then which one do I get? I would have to get a diesel most likely. I don't really need a diesel, but I don't want a petrol because, you know, they don't really make any, not good, but except for E500, what else could you really get? E270s now are a little bit older, and plus they have the SBC problem. Some of them are fixed, but unless they were cheaper, I mean, if they're cheaper, that'd be fine, but they're still fairly expensive. And then you're looking at E320 CDIs, and that's got the OM642, and then you're looking at all the problems with them. So originally, because I'm a bit of a Honda fanboy now, I was looking at the Honda Legends. They are, is it maybe the KB1 or the KB2? I can't remember which one it is, but it's the 3.5 litre V6 with super handling all-wheel drive, SHAW. They look really cool. They're really nice on the inside. It's a Honda. They're meant to be reliable. Not great on fuel, but they're meant to be decent-ish, comfortable, everything like that. So I thought, okay, I'll get one of them. They're fairly cheap as well now, maybe $3,000, something like that. So I was having a look at them. The only problem was tax. They are £560 tax a year, and that is, I can't stomach that. I can't pay £560 tax a year. It just wouldn't happen, especially on a car that cheap. I just couldn't pay that much tax. So then I was looking at GSs. I've actually wanted a GS in this model for years, maybe like 6-7 years. Somebody told me about the GS450H years and years and years ago, but that's when the 2012 or 2013 model was out. And wasn't really that keen on that. The shape of it, the inside was beautiful, like much nicer than the inside of this, I won't lie, but the outside, I wasn't really a fan of the exterior. But then when I saw the older ones that they did the 450H in this, I thought, wow, you know, the exterior of this car is, like, I really, really love the look of this car, especially when modified. It's got wheels and maybe lowered a little bit. Not that I'm going to do that, but I do think these cars are really mean, cool-looking cars. So I was looking at GS 300s originally. Again, they had the same problem, that tax was £560 a year, plus they're only direct injection, meaning you can get, you know, the carboning up of your valves, and, you know, you'd have to fit a catch can, and that's not going to guarantee to do anything. Really, my ideal car would actually be a GS 350, but they don't sell them here. So that's the 2GR FSE or FE. That's direct injection and port injection. That way you have all the benefits of direct injection, but you don't have any of the downsides, meaning, you know, there's no valves getting clogged up and you don't need to walnut blast your engine and all that rubbish. So yeah, it was like the best of both worlds, but unfortunately they don't sell that car here, nor do they sell the IS350, which I would love an IS350, honestly. Like, I think that would be one of the best cars ever. I've never driven one, but I can just imagine it'd be a really, really good car. So yeah, and then that led me on to the 450H, because that has the 3.5 V6 engine, which is supposed to be reliable. It's supposed to be very smooth, which it is. It's very, very smooth. And it's supposed to be decent on fuel, which, to be fair, for 3.5 litre V6, it's not bad. It's really not bad. I know it's got the hybrid in it, but still, it's really not too bad. Yeah, so the engine on that one, in this car, is fantastic. I kind of wanted it without the hybrid, but obviously in the UK you can only get it with the hybrid, so it's fine. The tax on this is only £295 a year, rather than 560, because I couldn't stomach paying £560 a year. The only problem is that GS 300s are, or rather GS 450Hs command maybe a premium of £1,500 to £2,000, depending, maybe even more sometimes, on GS 300s. But in my opinion, it's worth it because you're getting the more reliable engine, the more powerful engine, you're getting the hybrid with it. Although the hybrid can have problems, to be fair. But still, you're not paying that £500 a year tax, because as these cars get older, nobody's going to pay that, and it's unfortunate. It really is annoying that you can't buy a slightly older Japanese car with a petrol engine in it because of tax. I mean, you can buy BMW 535 or 335 diesel. That's the 3 litre straight 6 twin turbos. And they're pumping out way more nasty stuff than these petrol engines are, especially when people DPF and decat them and all sorts and remap them. I mean, they're rolling coal almost. But no, these cars get taxed more. Who knows? Yeah, so that's kind of one of the main reasons I bought it. And then something that I was looking at them and I thought, yeah, they're pretty cool. But something that really cemented that one at Lexus was my little brother actually bought an IS250. It was a manual, so I didn't get on with the gearbox or the clutch because I just didn't like it. But the car itself was fantastically built. The engine was smooth. I mean, like, really smooth, like really, really smooth. Same with this engine, actually. It was just really well put together. And then, considering the IS was like a 3 Series competitor, I just thought, wow, this car's something else. The leather was softer than what you'd expect in a W203, or even a W204, or an E46, or an E92, or an E90. It was just really kind of like, wow, this is a really, really nice car. The fit and finish of everything was beautiful as well. I know car reviews always bang on, but oh, look at the dashboard up here, it's not soft. I mean, but who cares about it? All the touch points were absolutely beautiful. It was really comfortable as well. Everything was just nice in it, like I said, except for the gearbox and the clutch. But I don't know if that was his car. I don't know if that's just because it was a manual. Maybe they're all like that. But this car's, or I was going to say it's an automatic, but it's CVT. But it drives beautifully. It is really nice. And I'd like to put a video out saying what I like and what I don't like about this car as well, and some quirks and different things. Because like I said, I've seen quite a few GS350 videos, but not many GS450H videos. And this really is a fantastic car. Honestly, this is my first Toyota or Lexus. Even though I love Toyotas and Lexuses, this is my first Lexus or Toyota Lexus product, and I'm loving it so far. Let's hope they're reliable as people say they are. But yeah, so far I think I really, really like it, and this might be the first Lexus in many, hopefully. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the content I'll be making about this car. It should be good. I hope you'll enjoy it. Like I said, there's not much GS450H footage about, or not that I can find anywhere on YouTube. And then when I start doing DIYs, I hope that'll help people as well. But this is a really, really nice car, really underrated car and overlooked as well for a lot of people. And they're cheap as well, really cheap, really, really, well, not really, really cheap, but super affordable. Let's just say this car doesn't have the sunroof. And it doesn't have the laser cruise control, but it's got literally everything else in it. It's pretty much fully loaded, which is really nice as well. So let me know what you guys think of my new purchase. It does need cleaned on the outside as well. Let me know if you're... Oh, the engine started up. Let me know if you're excited to see the progress and the DIYs from this car. See you guys soon. Cheers.